play with his father.
The first up we have The Suffering. Now The Suffering is based on this guy who's in prison, and his name is Torque. Yes, his name is Torque. But all you really need to know is this game is scary as shit. The reason it has my top 5, the reason it's in the 5th spot, is because I thought it was a little too actiony and a little too demonic. It wasn't as scary as a lot of games are that is in this video. It's just really creepy and really gritty and really horrifying. As you can see, the monsters and everything is pretty awesome. They got some good character design and some good choreography. Some of the scenes in this game are very creepy. You have scenes of violence, killing people, suicide. The guns are pretty cool. I just felt like this game deserves the 5th spot. Yes, I have played it and I love it, but it just feels a little too actiony with the submachine guns and some of the other machine guns and the M4s and the bazookas and the grenades. Didn't really feel like a survival horror game. Torque apparently has killed his son. I'm not going to spoil it for you, but apparently his son is dead, and the reason he's in prison is because he's to blame for it. But this game is pretty decent. It's not one of the best games in the world. Next up, we have Silent Hill 3. Silent Hill 3 is one of these creepy games that it does not leave your mind. You will always think of Silent Hill 3 when you think of the creepiest game in the world. The monsters in this game are freakishly creepy, and it's just an all-time great game. You start off as the main character, Heather Graham. Not Heather Graham. I'm just going to say Heather. You start off as Heather, but yes, you do play as a girl, but this game, it invites all kinds of creepy things to happen, and it's just an all-time wow game. Silent Hill 3 is one of those games that you just have to play alone. If you do not play this game alone, then you will not get scared. I played it with friends that did not get scared, but when I got home, I played it by myself, and it was the scariest game just about I've ever played. The reason I give this number 4 spot is just because I felt like it could have been scary, and there's a whole lot more scarier games than this one. But the monsters in this game are freakishly creepy. They got scenes of violence, it's got scenes of horrifying language, it's got scenes of suicide, and just really creepy monsters. And naked women. What's not cool about the naked women demons monster thing? I felt like this game could have been scarier, but it did its job. This is the one that's more like a survival horror. It's not like an actiony type game. This is survival horror. The aiming system. The aiming system is not great on the Silent Hill games, but it is decent. The graphics in this game are great. PS2, yes, they're great for the PS2. Now the PS3 graphics are just about the same, but it's a little more enhancement. The voice acting is not terrible, but it could have been better. Silent Hill 3 is known for its gritty images and cool scenes. Silent Hill 3, number 4.
What the hell is this?
Next up, we have Resident Evil 3, Nemesis. Capcom really did a great job with this, the Resident Evil series. But Resident Evil 3 to me was the scariest of all. I really enjoyed the zombies in this game. It really felt like I was there. You play as Jill Valentine on her mission to save the world, to rid the world of viruses. This game is nothing but survival horror. Has scenes of terrific graphics, and it's just all out scary. You do not know what is lurking behind each corner or anywhere in the whole game. Anything can happen to you in this game, including getting raped by zombies. Yes, that does happen. The aiming system in this game is horrible, but it does enhance the enrichment for Resident Evil. And it would not be Resident Evil without the door scenes like that.
September 28th, daylight. The monsters have overtaken the city. Somehow, I'm still alive.
Now, the voice acting is horrible. But this is a game that's set down for the Halloween season and play.
Okay, we've got to get out of here.
What? What do you think you're talking about? I just lost my daughter out there! How dare you tell me to go back outside?
I'm sorry about your daughter.
Resident Evil 3 defined a generation, along with its follow-up sequel, Resident Evil 4, which is one of the best games in history. Capcom has unleashed zombies once again in Resident Evil 6, which is an amazing game, by the way, but it's not the scariest. The controls are horrible, but it does not take away from the gameplay. Next up we have Fatal Frame 3. This game is nothing but the creepiest game of all time, but it's not number one on this one because nothing can top the number one spot. But this is just one creepy ass game that just keeps you hanging around every nook and cranny. Now the reason I put Fatal Frame 3 on here is just because the graphics are a little bit better, and the graphics make it all the more scarier. Fans of the first Fatal Frame and the second Fatal Frame and all the other collection games in the collection will not be disappointed with Fatal Frame 3. It delivers scares in every possible way you can imagine. Taking pictures and see, like that one, taking pictures and there being a girl there. You do not, when you take a picture, you do not want to walk down the hall because you're scared something might jump out and grab you. I've shit in my pants a couple of times during this game. Random creepy stuff happens in this game, but it does not disappoint. Fatal Frame 3 comes in number 2. Now the next game we have is Dead Space, the first game which is my all-time favorite scariest game of all time. This game, it just sets the mood for Halloween, and is one of the most scariest games I think I've ever had the pleasure of playing. You have everything from just really creepy, just dead creatures popping out of nowhere, and random stuff like this happening. Dead Space did not disappoint anybody who has played this and is fans of the franchise. Dead Space is a standalone game that really just sets the mood. If you're bored and looking for a scare, play this game. Dead Space 2, also very scary, but not as scary as the first game. I thought they really overdid it with this game, with the scariness. It just, every nook and cranny is scary. This game is just all around creepy, and it will blow you away completely.
Use kinesis on heavy objects that display this symbol.
Thank you guys for watching, and see you next time.